Blog Talk Radio.
Ladies and germs and kids older than me. Hi, this is Daniel J. Harris of the Super Ghetto Show, getting you ready for Tim Janakis, who is ready to redefine, realign that body is a shrine, remove the malignant and the benign, tweak that spine with the shine from the divine, maybe remove that jug of wine before it hits the bloodline, pick you up before you decline, has you ready going for that goal line. But the bottom line is not about the dollar sign no longer being a punchline. It's not getting ready for the finish line, but being breezy on cloud nine. So somewhere under, over, or above the international dateline, here's Tim Janakis coming at you live.
Hello, my friends, fans, lovers, haters, deniers from around the planet and around the multiverse. I am Pychopaths, a.k.a. Tim Janakis, a.k.a. The man who sold the world, a.k.a. Tim, what is my name? From Ground Control, whatever. Tim, the crazy Tim from Ground Control, or is it Major Tim to Ground Control? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's been 3 days, I think, and I think finally the apotheosis of David Bowie, David Jones, has fully realized, and he is now among the stars in the multiverse. And it's been a hard 3 days for me because I decided when I first made a pact with the walk-in that David Bowie was. Actually, I was a walk-in before he was a walk-in, and we decided together that we would walk in, but he would walk in after me, and he would walk out before me. And I couldn't reveal who he was, and I couldn't reveal who I was until he had fully done his 3 days out of his body and resurrected with the stars. So today is my coming out day to tell you who I truly be, if you haven't yet figured it out. I didn't fully realize why I changed the name of the program. It was for 2.5 years called, what was it called? I don't even remember. I've been in so many realities and non-realities and quantum realities in the last few weeks that I can't even remember where I am or who I am or what I did. And anyway, I think I had a radio station for 2.5 years that was called From Time Without Beginning. And then for some reason, about 6 months or less ago, there was this voice in my head that said it was time for change. And that voice was my future perfect self, Pychopaths, who said it was time to step out of the closet little by little for the next few months. And I didn't know why I was stepping out of the closet, but I did. And I changed the name of the program to Major Tim to Ground Control. If some of you guys don't know the reference to that, that is the first hit by the guy you thought was David Bowie, who was actually a walk-in. But that was before his walk-in a moment, because he didn't have the walk-in fully until after he killed Ziggy Stardust in the early 70s. So to first tell you who I am, I have to tell you who he is, but this is going to be a long story, and I'm not going to probably tell it all on this show. You're going to have to go back and listen to the interview I did on the Andrew Aloha show to finally understand who I am and who I think I am and who I might be and who I might not be, which is still all a mystery to me and everyone else. But I at least know now that I'm able to step out of the closet because my partner in crime has now left the planet. And he wasn't the person you thought he was. He was a walk-in shortly after he killed the band Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. And he got over his cocaine trip, and he finally divorced his wife, and he divorced his crazy manager who was taking all of his money and keeping him high on cocaine. So anyway, if that just kind of gives you a little window into who I might be, who I might not be, I'm still finding out who I might or might not be. So don't worry, I'm just as confused as you. But anyway, I'm going to take some callers. Don't worry, I know there's a lot of you screaming at me. I can hear you. But I'm going to be taking your calls in a moment. But for the people who are just listening in and haven't ever listened in, or who haven't ever known who I was or who I wasn't, and what this radio station was about and what it wasn't about, I would recommend you call 1-646-929-2015, because you can probably help us figure it all out, because I'm still confused. Okay. But now that we're in the last third day of the resurrection of the true chosen one of rock and roll and the true chosen one of glam rock and any other healing modality called music on the planet, I'm going to play a song that is released today to the whole world from my newest 5 songs of my 13-song CD, which will be out. I do believe the CD is going to be named something that I didn't know it was going to be named until just the other day. It's going to be called The Apotheosis of Davy Jones. And it's going to, instead of by Tim Giannakis, it's going to be by Major Tim to Ground Control. So this is the first song of Major Tim to Ground Control's Coming Out of the Closet Day that you never heard before, because it's never been released to the world before. And this is called A Cyborg in an Adolescent's Head. And I didn't know why I wrote this song, and I didn't know how I wrote this song. And actually all my 60-plus songs that I've written, I don't know if I've written any of them because they've all written me. And the songs are writing me every day, and I'm becoming a new person as the songs come out, and I don't know who's doing it and what's happening. But anyway, this is Cyborg in an Adolescent's Head. Please enjoy it. Please listen to the lyrics, because you might understand who you are and who I am, because I am he as you are me, and we are all together. So here is Cyborg in an Adolescent Head, and I'll be right back to take your calls.
I don't wanna write about the blue skies now. I don't wanna see you smile. I just wanna feel your heart and swim through all your dark clouds and let them see the light. I wanna look into your eyes and know that someone's there. Feel I'm not a cyborg in an adolescent's head. And if I made you cry, perhaps we felt the same. Maybe the pain inside can be cleansed by the rain. I just thought I'd say a word, even if that word I knew you wouldn't like. Selfish isn't what I meant, but the walls you built around you are keeping me outside. I wanna look into your eyes and know that someone's there. Feel I'm not a cyborg in an adolescent's head. And if I made you cry, perhaps we felt the same. Maybe the pain inside can be cleansed by the rain. I wanna look into your eyes and know that someone's there. Feel I'm not a cyborg in an adolescent's head. And if I made you cry, perhaps we felt the same. Maybe the pain inside can be cleansed by the rain.
Okay, that was A Cyborg in an Adolescent's Head. And I had some requests to play more songs from the beautiful lady. I played her song last week, and I will, or last Sunday. I will play more of her songs, maybe this Sunday. But I have another version of this song that's Japanese that I'm going to release on Sunday, so I might not have time. But I have more of her songs, and she'll probably send me more of her songs. And a lot of the other songs I played from all the other artists that people requested, I might play more of their songs too, if I feel like it, or if I get more requests. And I might play that song at the end of the show, or I might play the Japanese version of it, which is also going to be on the new CD, which is called Zuto Ishoni, which was written by the mother of the lady I tried to divorce this week. But anyway, we decided we're going to go a little longer because our daughter decided she doesn't want her poppy and mommy to be divorced. So, for my daughter's sake, we're not going to do it. Anyway, my wife's mother wrote the Japanese lyrics to Zuto Ishoni, and she wrote it to me and my wife and I. I don't know English anymore because I've been in Japan too long. Zuto Ishoni means forever together, and it's about fighting and trying to get back together and fighting and getting back together. And she wrote that because she wants us to get over our differences. Because when I married my wife, her family thought she would never ever get married because she was Anyway, we won't get all into the story. I'm going to better take some calls because that's a story for another day. Anyway, I love my wife. I love my daughter. I love my wife's mother who wrote the song. I love my mother. I love my father. I love my stepfather. I love my fans. I love my callers. I love myself. So I want to love you guys all too. So let me take all your calls, if I can, if I'm able to. Let's see what happens. But if you haven't raised your hand, push 1 to raise your hand, and I'll take your call. I might not be able to get to everyone because there's a lot of callers, but I might try. But I'm getting first to go for this 951 area code first, and then I'll try to go to the other people who raised their hand if I have time. I forget. I know I've helped 951 before, but I'm not the person I was before, so please remind me who you are.
Hi, yes, my name is Norma.
Norma, yes. I had a babysitter named Norma in Costa Mesa, California in the 70s. She was a very beautiful lady. I think she died of cancer, lung cancer, though. So, Norma, you're not the Norma who was my babysitter, are you?
No.
Okay. So what's one issue you want to work on today, Norma?
I want to see if there's a blockage with getting, paying clients or money. Okay. So everywhere you thought you weren't good enough to be paid what you're worth, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate all that times a Buddha zillion? Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pot and pock, shorts, boys, me. And Norma, truth, is that your point of view or is that someone else's point of view?
No, it's my point of view.
Okay, and who did you buy it from?
Who did I buy it from?
Yeah, all your points of view are, you think you're your points of view, but you didn't. Did you come in this planet with that point of view, or did you inherit that point of view when you came into this planet? Truth, tell me the truth.
I have no idea.
Okay, so everywhere you say you don't know, you take your knowing and you throw it out the window. So everywhere you weren't willing to be, know, perceive, and receive why you chose that point of view and who you chose that point of view from, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate it all times a Buddha zillion?
Yes.
Okay, now truth, Norma, know what you know. Did you come into this planet already with that point of view, or did you pick up that point of view from this planet that you weren't worth being paid?
I knew.
You knew before you came into this planet, right?
Yes.
Okay. So truth, did you choose the parents you chose because they would perfectly match your point of view that you weren't worth being paid?
Yes.
Okay. So everywhere you haven't been willing to unchoose your parents and unchoose your point of view that you're not worth being paid, will you be willing to rescind, recant, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate all contracts, oaths, commitments, obligations, fealties, and communities you have to that lie?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pot and pock, shorts, boys, meal. So truth, Norma, are you worth being paid millions of dollars?
Yes.
Yes, you are. Okay, so everywhere you haven't been willing to be, know, perceive, and receive, claim, own, and acknowledge that in the past, would you be willing to kill the self that you thought you were and be the person you truly can be?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pot and pock, shorts, boys and beyond. That was for everyone. That wasn't just for you, Norma. We all have the same point of view. So when I first started doing healing, I did it for free. And then I started charging a little bit of money, and I started having really good healers come on my call. But a lot of the really, really good healers said, I'm not going to come on your call until you start charging the rates that you deserve to be paid. So I had to slowly get over the fear that if I charged a little higher rate that my clients would all leave me. And I had to slowly upgrade my fees a little by little and get rid of all the clients who thought I wasn't worth paying more than they were willing to pay me, in order for me to realize that I'm worth more than I think I'm worth. So everywhere you weren't willing to give up on all the clients who believe the lie that you believe, that you're not worth being paid more than they're paying you, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate all that times a bazillion?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pot and pock, shorts, boys and beyonds. Okay, I was supposed to raise my rates on New Year's, but I've been procrastinating for, how much is it? So it's the 14th in Japan. So I've been procrastinating for 2 weeks raising my rates because of the same issue, okay? So I'm in the same I'm in the same boat that you're in, because still there's some healers that won't come on my radio program because my rates are too low. It's because they know that I can be paid millions of dollars for what I do, but I'm not yet willing to receive the millions of dollars that I know I'm worth, because I don't really think I'm worth what I know I'm worth. Does that make any sense to you?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Like
so
what?
Yeah. Please go ahead. Please say it.
Well, I haven't basically certified through the emotion code. I'm doing body code and a little bit of other things, and I'm just basically having like my friends and my staff, but I don't see any they don't tell other people. You know what I mean? Like.
And do you know why they don't tell anybody?
No.
Because they're not willing to claim, own, and acknowledge all the gifts you're giving them, because you're not willing to claim, own, and acknowledge that those gifts are worth millions of dollars. So as soon as I was really willing to have clients pay me more than I thought I was worth, those clients that now pay me more than I thought I was worth before are having the most amazing results, not because I'm any better, but because I'm choosing to be who I truly be. So everywhere you didn't realize that your clients are lying to you when they say they're not getting better healing, because you're lying to yourself that you're not a great healer. Would you be willing to destroy and uncreate all that times a bazillion? Yes. Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pot and pock, shorts, boys. I can stay with you, Norma, the whole time, because this is what all the callers are really dealing with, and I really want to. So I'm going to stay with you as long as until we get through this, Norma, because this is for you and everyone on the call. So everyone on the call who's raising their hand and think I'm not helping them by helping Norma, you're lying to yourself. So just be willing to listen and say yes. And all the people who replay the replay, please just say yes over and over, because this is affecting everyone. Because everyone who's now making not as much money as they would desire and require in their life to have a phenomenal life, it's because they're lying to themselves that they're not worth what they're really worth. So I'm doing this for Norma because I'm doing it for myself, and I'm doing it for all the other callers. So we're going to keep going with this. So Norma, truth, how much would you desire and required to be paid to have an absolutely phenomenal life? How much per hour would you be desired and required to be paid to have an absolutely phenomenal life?
$97 an hour.
Okay. So truth, Norma, did you choose $97 an hour because Dr. Bradley Nelson chose $97 every 20 minutes?
Well, the reason I chose it is because that's what I see. That's the price that I see. So I would like more, like 120. But I mean,
okay,
I want.
Okay, but do you realize that Dr. I don't know if he's raised his rates, but before I became a certified emotion code practitioner, Dr. Bradley Nelson was charging $97 every 20 minutes for only body code. I mean, only motion code, not body code. So, so he was charging for a 20-minute motion code session, and you get no body code. And he wasn't even going to work on you. His assistant was going to work on you. So if Dr. Bradley Nelson thinks he's worth $47 for 20 minutes, and he's not even going to work on you, but his assistant is going to work on you, do you think you're worth more than for that's okay? His price at the time, which was 3 or 4 years ago when I first got, was times 3, so that's almost $300 an hour. So his rate was $300 an hour, but not for body code, only for a motion code. If you want to pay for body code, you had to pay more. His was $300 an hour, and he wouldn't work on you. His assistant would work on you. So how much do you think he believes he's worth per hour if his assistant working on you is only worth $300 an hour? How much do you think Dr. Bradley Nelson is worth per hour?
Like 1,000 maybe?
Yeah, maybe 1,000, maybe 2,000. Okay, so everywhere you thought, because Dr. Bradley, did you know Dr. Bradley Nelson doesn't have a certification?
No. Well, no. Well, he's a developer, so I mean.
Okay, so he self-certified. Yeah, he gave himself a certification. So everywhere you weren't willing to certify yourself, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate all that times a bazillion?
Yes.
Okay, so do you have a birth certificate?
Yes.
Who gave you the birth certificate?
The county.
The accounting office at the general hospital, right?
Yes.
And you don't even fucking know who they are. Do you know who the doctor was who slapped you on the ass?
No.
You don't,
no.
Right? Okay, does it really matter?
No.
Does it really matter who slapped you on the ass and who gave you the fucking birth certificate?
No, it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. And does it really matter that you have a certificate?
I guess not.
No. So everywhere you weren't willing to claim on and acknowledge that you can self-certify yourself because you don't need a fucking certificate, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate all that times a bazillion?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pod and pock, short, split. Do you know that I don't have a certification for anything I do except the emotion code? And the reason why I got the certification for emotion code is because I got it for $97.
Whoa. That was good. That was a good deal.
And you know what I told Dr. Bradley Nelson? I told his assistant, because he wouldn't talk to me, I edited 500 pages of the body code manual, and I found over 600 grammatical errors, and I did it for free, all so that I can learn that I was better than his assistant on body code. Okay, so his assistant did body code on me so that I can learn I'm better than her, so that I can learn that I don't need a fucking certificate. And he didn't even give me credit for the 500 or 600 grammatical errors I found in the body code manual. Okay? So I love Dr. Bradley Nelson. I love his assistant, but I don't need anyone's approval to be who I truly be, because I know who I truly be. I am an infinite being from time without beginning. I am here to destroy and uncreate all false realities, which is this whole fucking world. And everywhere you weren't willing to fully claim on and acknowledge that, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pod and pock, shorts, boys, man. So truth, Norma, how much are you worth being paid each hour?
$300 an hour.
Okay. So everywhere, I'm only charging now, I don't know what I'm charging, fuck, I'm afraid to look at my rates. Anyway, every time I'm afraid to raise my rates, and I always procrastinate about 2 weeks after I say I'm going to raise them. It's because it's called a distractor implant. It's a distractor implant of fear and doubt. So all the distractor implants of fear and doubt you're using to fuck yourself out of all the money you're refusing to receive, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate all that times a Buddhazillion?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pod and pock, shorts, boys and beyond. And I've worked on you now for almost 20 minutes. How much do you think I should have charged you for the last 20 minutes? How much would you be willing to pay me for the last 20 minutes I just worked on you? Truth.
Yeah, I'd say 300 if it's gonna, I believe it's gonna work. It's gonna help me succeed. So of course I would.
Okay, so Norma, once you go back and listen to the replay about 27 times, and you're willing to realize that you're worth $300 per hour, would you please send me $300 donation to my radio program? And then once you're willing to do that, you're willing to step into who you truly be and charge $300. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, I love you.
All right.
All right. And you're gonna have to go back and listen to the replay because you didn't hear half of what I said, and you're gonna hear it again. You're gonna go, fuck, did he really say that? I did say that. Because Norma, you're fucking amazing. Okay, I know you're amazing, or I wouldn't have took your call at the first as the first caller because there was other people who raised their hand before you, and I was gonna take their call, but I said no, I'm gonna take Norma. Okay, not because you were my. So, Truth, were you alive in the 70s?
Yes, 79.
But my babysitter was in 72. So, Truth, were you my babysitter in the last life as Norma?
No.
No, okay, that's fine. I still love you.
Okay, well, thank you, Tim, and I'll listen to it again, and I hope it does well for all of you, just because I keep reading on Facebook that, a lot of us have a problem with the same thing about.
Yeah, we all have the same problem.
Yes.
Because we don't realize we're as amazing as Norma. So, Norma, once you're willing to realize you're as amazing as I am, and I'm as amazing as Dr. Bradley Nelson, and Dr. Bradley Nelson is as amazing as Jesus Christ, and Jesus Christ is as amazing as Norma, we'll all be willing to realize that I am he as you are he, and you are me, and we are all together, okay?
Okay. All right. Thank you, Jim. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, I don't know if I can take any more callers. That was pretty intense. Whew. Okay. And 3 people just hung up. They're like, I don't want him to fucking take my call. That was scary. But I'm going to go to, oh my God. I'm going to go to the most amazing person in California I know. So, Charles, I know your line's usually loud. How are you doing?
Oh, hey, Tim. Hey, I'm doing great.
So, were you also affected in the last 3 days by the resurrection of the true chosen one from time without beginning, David Bowie?
I was completely flabbergasted by his passing, but I can see the huge effect on the planet. So.
Yeah. Okay. So, what's one issue you would want to gift to all the people who aren't yet willing to be gifted by you because you're not willing to receive all the gifts that you are?
Well, I just want to remove any blockages from my nadis, or any blockages from my qigong meridian. Just to get things flowing. I'm pretty close already.
So, Charles, Truth, are you an infinite being?
Yes.
Okay. So, Truth, as an infinite being, how many freaking qigong meridians would you actually have?
1.
Really? If you were an infinite being, would you only choose 1? And if you were a god, would you only choose one chosen one?
Oh, it's just 1 with many parts.
Okay. So all the qigong meridians that you weren't willing to choose, that you're negating by thinking there's only 1, would you be willing to claim on and acknowledge that as an infinite being you can choose as many as you would like?
Oh, well, yeah, I see affinity as 1, so that might explain my answer.
Okay, so that's perfect because that's the right answer. So everywhere you weren't willing to step into the doppelganger. Do you know what a doppelganger is?
Yeah, it's like a stunt double or something.
Yeah. So your doppelganger is the true you who you're not willing to step into, who has a perfectly good qigong meridian. I don't know what you called it. What did you call it again?
Nadis are the Hindu word for them, but qigong meridians, yeah.
Okay, your perfect nadi and your perfect qigong meridian, which is in your doppelganger, which is your future perfect self that you're not yet willing to be. Would you be willing to claim on and acknowledge that you are him and he is you and you are me and we are all together?
Yes.
Right.
Completely connected It's doppelganger. I think you're talking about my higher self with no realization of myself.
Yes, and is that can that higher self ever have a fucked up meridian?
No. The higher self is completely connected and is the perfect representation of this whole cosmos. So, in my physical form, I'm to remember this.
Okay, so everywhere you weren't willing to kill your physical form and step into your light body, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pot and pock, shorts, boys and men. And would you actually be willing to claim, own, and acknowledge that all the people who are killing their body on this planet, who are thinking they have to age because they have to kill their body in order to step into their light body, would you be willing to claim, own, and acknowledge for them that you don't have to kill your physical body in order for you to claim, own, and acknowledge the light body that you truly be?
Yes. I got to say that we ascended in a physical body.
Yeah. So
physical body is important.
Everyone who so everyone who's aging on the planet, because they think they have to kill their physical body in order to step into their light body, which is a total myth, because you don't need to age. Your body recreates itself every 7 years. And every part of it, even your qigong meridians, are all rivers of light. So in the ancient Aztec or Inca Empire, before actually they was called the Aztec or the Incas, before the pyramids, when the pyramids were built, it wasn't called the Mayan calendar. It was called another calendar that the Mayans took over. They didn't even know what the fuck it was. Okay, so in that time period, which was a few 25,000 years ago or more, in that time period, they called those rivers of light, now they call them in Spanish Rio del Sol, which is rivers of light. Those are the light, because you're a light body, you're a light being, and you have many rivers of light, and you call them your acupuncture meridians. And they found in China 5,000 years old charts of the qigong meridians, or all the other meridians, and they found the exact same charts in the Mayan ruins and the Inca ruins. And they believe these charts are way, way, way older than the pyramids, and the pyramids are way older than the archaeologists actually believe they are. They're probably even older than I believe they are, which I believe they're about 25,000 years old at least. In the last time we were at this point in our galactic turn, because we're closest to our sister sun that we can't see because we're not yet willing to see who we truly be. So this sister sun that we call Jesus Christ, which actually isn't a being, it's actually a planet. Everywhere you weren't willing to claim, own, and acknowledge that you are that planet that you can't see, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate it all?
Oh, yes.
Okay, right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pot and pock, shorts, boys and beyond. So did you know why the Mayan calendar ended on December 21st, 2012? Do you know why the Mayan calendar ended on that date?
It was some sort of galactic alignment?
Well, kinda. So what happens is if you had two suns, which all solar systems are binary solar systems, and our solar system is a binary solar system, it has to have binarity because everything has to have a negative and positive polarity to keep it moving. So in order for our solar system to revolve around itself, which is a binary system, it has to have a sister sun. So the sister sun is Jesus Christ. And the Jesus Christ is not the guy who came down to earth that you thought he was. He's you and I am he and he is you and we are me and he is Elton John and Jesus, John Lennon and every other Tom, Dick, or Francis you thought wasn't him. So what I'm getting to is did you notice that time is speeding up over the last at least 20 years or more?
All my life, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So did you wonder why so many people are living longer now, even though there's more poison and more reasons for them to die?
I have no idea why.
Because time is speeding up. No one's living longer. So 15,000 years ago, people lived about to the age of 25. Why? Because 25 was a fucking long time. Because every day was so damn long and every night was so goddamn long, you want to kill yourself.
Yeah, okay.
So every year, time has sped up. And why has time sped up? Is because we kept getting closer to our sister sun. And the sister sun, the closer you get, you spin around. It's like two different balls. They go out and they go farther away. They slow down. They slow down. They slow down. They slow down. And then they get closer and closer. They speed up because they're going to spin around and they're going to shoot each other back out because it's a negative and positive polarity that the whole quantum mechanics works on. So every time they get closer, they call it the golden age. So we just entered the golden age, and everywhere you weren't willing to know that you were the golden one from the golden age, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate all that times a Buddhazillion?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pod and puck, shorts, boys, man. Because I'm the golden one, you're the golden one. David Bowie was the golden one. Jesus Christ was the golden one. Martin Luther King was the golden one. No fucking creator would ever create one chosen one unless he was really fucking boring and stupid. So since you are the creator and I am the creator and everyone else is the creator and we're co-creating this reality and we're not fucking boring stupid people, we're not going to create one fucking chosen one. So we're all fucking chosen ones. And I'm sorry that all the people that just hung up on the last thing I just said. Sorry about that. Anyway, I'm saying this because it needs to be said. And I'm cussing because I need to be cussed at, and you need to be cussed at. So everywhere, for all the people who hung up when I said that about Jesus Christ and all the other things I said before that hung up on me, Charles, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate all the lies that they're not wanting to let go of by hanging up the phone, thinking that they're going to let go of the lie, thinking that they're going to hold on to the lie any longer?
Yes, absolutely.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pod and puck, shorts, boys and men. Okay. So, that's all I can take today.
Oh yeah, there's a great illusion. There's people that are profiting from it, so I can
see
why.
Thank you. Can you stop for one moment? I'm going to let you talk. I'm going to play a song because that just reminded me, and I almost got thrown off the radio program when I played a song that someone else reminded me of in the last show. This is called The Great Illusion by Styx, and I'm so glad you just brought it out because this needed to be played on the show, and I might have to pay millions of dollars to lawyer fees afterwards, but I'm going to play it anyway. Styx. Do you know the song The Great Illusion by Styx? Or The Grand Illusion?
I'm happy to hear it, yeah.
Are you there?
No, I have not heard. No.
Whoa. What happened?
I'm still here.
Charles, are you there?
I am. I'm here.
But he's stupefied. He's stupefied that he's part of the grand conspiracy of playing songs that we didn't pay for on the radio program. So we're going to do it anyway because stupefied or not stupefied, he brought it out of me. So here we go. I'm the rebel that you thought didn't have a cause. I actually do have a cause. I just don't know what it is yet. So here we go, The Grand Illusion by Styx after we listen to the stupid commercial by Anyway, I decided I'm no longer going to hate on... Here it is, The Grand Illusion. Shh. Okay, I would go and listen to the whole song, but I don't want to get kicked off the air yet. I'm going to be doing that soon. I'm going to go back to Charles because he was the one who brought that out of me, this rebelliousness that I refuse to be sometimes. So, Charles, are you there?
Yes.
So what he said in that song is the same thing you were going to say, and I downloaded what you were going to say before you said it, so I know what you were going to say, and everyone else knows what you were going to say. You were going to say it's a grand illusion because deep down inside we're all the same. Is exactly what the Styx guy said. So
you're all one. Yeah.
Yeah. So David,
Many
everybody
parts.
said it. Yeah. So all the 7 billion aspects of you on this planet who haven't yet been willing to pay you for the amazingness you are because you haven't been willing to receive. Now just think about it, Charles. If you were willing to receive from 7 billion people on this planet just $1, you'd be a 7-timed billionaire. So everywhere you weren't willing to receive $1 for the amazing person you are from all the 7 billion people on the planet, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate all that times a bazillion?
Yes. Well, I also believe that I have no care for money, so I do all my healing for free.
Okay, so Charles, everywhere you bought into the lie that money was the root of all evil, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Okay, you sure?
The definition of money needs to be clarified.
Okay. So everywhere you weren't willing to receive the physical paper that just grows on trees, that we call money, which people think is evil because of all the evil people who use it to do bad things, which you wouldn't use it to do if you got $7 billion. Would you use any of the $7 billion that $1 of each person on the planet paid you today for anything evil if you got it today? Would you truly do that?
Not at all.
Not at all. So everywhere you thought if you took $1 from every person on the planet, you would be stealing from them, and that would be evil. Would you be willing to destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pod and pock, shorts, boys and beyond. And truly, if money is just paper and paper just grows on trees, and money is just energy and energy is infinite because we are infinite, truly, can you ever steal from anyone if they are willing to pay you?
No.
I threw a loop for you there.
Huh?
I threw a loop at you, huh? You were almost not willing to say yes or no. You were on it.
I was saying no to stealing.
To the yes.
Yeah. I would not steal. I wouldn't believe that it was stealing. It's not stealing. No.
Okay.
I think
course.
money is a medium, and that the money itself is irrelevant. I think the people, I think the labor time, I think all of those things are important. And I believe that we can trade and share without the use of money.
Okay, I believe the same thing, but until you and I co-create that reality, would you be willing to play with the false reality of money just for a little while until we can co-create the reality that we know is truly possible?
Yes, absolutely, and yes, I am. A participant.
So for you and I, Charles, who are here to change the planet, if we're not willing to, here's what the Buddha did in India. For 40 years, he told lies. And why did he tell lies? In his last 10 years, or last 8 years, in his Lotus Sutra and Pre-Lotus Sutra and his Post-Lotus Sutra, which he called the Threefold Lotus Sutra, he said, the reason I told lies is because you guys were all drunk. And in order to lead a drunk person to sobriety, I have to drink with them first. So for 40 years, he drank with the people, and he bought all the lies that they were all buying, and he sold it back to them to show them that it was all lies. Okay, so in order for me and you and I to recreate this reality the way we know it can be possible without money, we are going to have to buy into the lie as what he called an expedient means. And we're going to have to accept all the money that we can use to change the money system into something that's not evil. So everywhere you weren't willing to have millions and millions of cash dollars in your hand because you know there's people who have used that cash dollars for evil, but you're not evil. So if you did it, if you used it, it wouldn't be evil. would you be willing to destroy and uncreate all the false realities that has allowed that idea to even possibly inculcate your mind into not receiving the cash that you can receive to create good on this planet?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pot and pock, shorts, boys and beyond. And do you know how to muscle test, right?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Okay, can you muscle test this one? In order to be closer to your true self, you have to be poor. And tell me what you get.
In order to be closer to my true self, I have to be poor? Dude, I got a yes.
Yes, okay. So would you be willing to disregard that notion now and throw it out?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pot and pock, shorts, boys and beyond. Can you please do the same thing again? Can you please say, in order to be close to my true self, I have to be poor?
In order to be close to my true self, do I have to be poor? No.
Okay, good. So now that you're closer to the true infinite being who can use money or not use money as they choose, because it's just a choice and it has nothing to do with right or wrong or good and bad, and it has nothing to do with evil or good, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate anything that wouldn't allow that times a Buddha zillion?
Yes.
Okay, right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pot and pock, shorts, boys and beyond. I don't think we can go any longer because the whole universe is gonna explode if we do. So, Charles, you're amazing. Norma, you're amazing. Everyone else who I didn't take their call, you're all amazing. I'm just going to say hi to you guys. I'm not going to do any healing on you because if I do, everyone's going to die. Because you're going to have to go back and listen to everything Charles and Norma brought out on the call again, and you're going to realize that I worked on you already. Okay, yeah. Charles, thank you so much. I love you.
Oh, Tim, yeah, you're speaking right to my soul. Thank you. I love you. God bless you.
I know, because your soul is my soul, and God bless you too, because you are God and I am God, and He is you and I am Him. Okay, goodbye. I love you. See you.
Goodbye.
I love you the way Jesus loves you. See you. Okay, I'm just going to say hi to a couple people I want to say hi to. I'm not going to do any more healing because this universe can't take any more today. Otherwise, more David Bowies are going to die. So I'm just going to say hi to the person in the 111, which is either my friend in England or my friend in somewhere. Who's in 111? England? No. Is it? Who's calling in on a phone on a computer line? Okay. Anyone who hasn't been helped, can you say your name?
Hello.
Hello, Rose. Long time no talk.
Hello. Thank you, Tim, for taking my call.
So everything I said to Charles and everything I said to Norma was actually for you, Rose. So everywhere you weren't willing to realize that you've already been worked on today, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate all that times a Buddha zillion?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pot and pock, shorts, boys and beyond. I'll help you on the next call, okay? But go back and listen to the replay and you'll realize I already helped you, okay?
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. And the person in the 8586 area code, what's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Liz.
Liz. So I know you already know. Oh, you're a wonderful person. So are you ready to come out of the closet and do your speech? Do you have it written down? Did you record it? Do you need me to record it?
I have half. I still have a little bit to do.
Okay, I love you. So this is going to be your actually amazing breakthrough that you never knew was a breakthrough when you actually get it all recorded and it plays on the air. So everywhere you haven't been willing to realize, that's what you've been waiting for, the true you who you truly be as Mama Ganja from time without beginning. Would you be willing to destroy and uncreate at all times a Buddha zillion?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pot and pock. Okay, I was going to play the whole song, Mama Ganja, but did you know that was our... Everywhere you weren't willing to claim, own, and acknowledge that that is our song, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
So why did you marry a Tim?
I don't know what I was thinking at all.
My last two wives said the same thing. So, my last two wives said the same thing. Why the fuck did I marry a Tim? Okay.
Right? At least you know your wrongful doings. I tell you that.
So everywhere you thought you were wrong for marrying a Tim, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pot and box shorts, boys and beyond, and everywhere you weren't willing to claim, own, and acknowledge all the rightnesses and all the Tims that you hated because you married a Tim, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate at all times a Buddha's zillion?
Yes.
Right and wrong. So, good and bad. All nine. I thought I was going to do other healing modalities, but I'm using only Access Consciousness because they're the ones that are giving me the most shit lately from not having a certification.
I'm so glad you left the room. You know?
So anyway, everywhere you weren't willing to realize, and actually everywhere you weren't willing to claim, own, and acknowledge that you actually chose to marry the Tim before you chose to marry the Tim because you knew that marrying Tim would actually help you to realize who you truly are and who you truly be, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate all that times a bazillion?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pot and pox, shorts, boys and men. And everywhere, oh my God. Okay. Everywhere that you weren't willing to claim, own, and acknowledge that you hired this Tim to marry you in order for you.
Yeah.
Actually, okay. Everywhere you weren't willing to realize, claim, own, and acknowledge that the Tim that you married was actually your divine appointment, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate at all times a Buddha zillion?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pot and pox, shorts, boys and beyond. And everywhere you weren't willing to claim, own, and acknowledge that this other Tim that you know is also your divine appointment, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate all that times a Buddha zillion?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pot and pox, shorts, boys and beyond. And everywhere you weren't willing to realize that I'm your divine appointment and he was your divine appointment because you are your divine appointment, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate at all times a Buddha zillion?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pot and pox, shorts. Okay, I don't think this matrix field can take any more clearing today, so we're going to have to end the call, and I love you, and I love all the other callers who hung up and didn't hang up. Okay. Go back and listen to this replay because I think this, actually I'm going to probably put this one on YouTube because this is probably the best show I've ever done in this new lifetime as Major Tim to Ground Control. So I think my CD now is screaming to no longer use the name Tim Janakis on my CDs anymore because it didn't sell out across the world. And I have to use the new name, Ground Control to Major Tim, as my stage name. And my CD is going to be called The Apotheosis of David Jones Bowie.
I think you might keep your name.
Keep my name?
I would keep
Tim
it.
Janakis?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah.
The CD is calling for me to call it Tim to Ground Control right now. But it's not yet released, so it can change. It can change, and you can change because you are my CD and I am your CD. Anyway, and you are my love song and I am your love song. And I'm going to play actually the song that I didn't play at the beginning of the show. Did you hear the English version of the song that I did release at the beginning of the show?
No, I didn't get to hear that one.
Oh my God, you're bad.
I know. I want to hear it all.
Okay. You want to hear it, but you're not gonna hear it until you go back and play the replay or go on my YouTube videos because I put it up there yesterday. But anyway, the song I'm gonna play you the Japanese version because the Japanese version was written by my wife's mother, who wrote it because she knew we were both want to divorce each other, and she wrote it to hopefully save our marriage. And it's called Zuto Ishoni. Zuto Ishoni means together forever in Japanese. So when you listen to this version, this Japanese version, before you go and listen to the English version on YouTube, please know that you know what I'm saying, because you do know Japanese, because you know every language, because you're an infinite being. So everywhere you weren't willing to claim, own, and acknowledge that you know every language, because you know one of the 9 trannies, which is transliteration, which is the ability to know every language instantly and know it by heart. Would you be willing to destroy and uncreate everything that you weren't willing to claim, own, and acknowledge about all the trannies and all the secret trannies, which I'm going to slowly reveal on the radio program in the future? Would you be willing to destroy and uncreate all that times a Buddha-zillion?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all 9, hot and shorts, bosom. So know what you know, and listen to the Japanese version and know that you know what it means, and then go listen to the English version, which I believe is the opposite meaning, but everything is the opposite of what it appears to be, and nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be. So maybe it isn't the opposite meaning. But anyway, I'll let you decide, okay?
Yep, I will listen to them both.
Okay, here we go. Here's the Japanese version. We're going to end with that. I love everyone on the call, and I love Mama Ganja, and I love Charles, and I love Norma, and I love Rose, and I feel like Romper Room. I'm loving everybody. I see you all in my magic mirror, and I used to love Romper Room when I was a kid, and that just kind of tells you how old I might be. Anyway, here's the Zutoi Shoni, Together Forever, which is the Japanese version of Cyborg in an Adolescent's Head.
僕の心は晴れない